Welcome back. If you caught my last video, The Truth About OpenClaw Install, you know I went through the ringer getting this thing off the ground on my Windows 11 setup, hurdle after hurdle. Today I want to take a step back. Before you even click download, what do you actually need to run this thing? We're talking system requirements. And just like last time, I'm going to give it to you straight from the perspective of a recreational tinkerer, not an IT professional. This series is called The Truth because that's all you're going to get from me. No hype, not paid advertising, just my truthful experience. The hardware truth. Let's start with the hardware, and the truth right out of the gate. You do not need a powerful brand new computer to run OpenClaw. You just need something competent. As someone who really enjoys tinkering with computer hardware and building PCs, it's always tempting to go all out and build a monster rig. But for this, it's not strictly necessary. The suggested bare minimum setup is something like 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 256 gigabyte hard drive, preferably a solid-state drive, so things load decently fast, and a CPU capable of running at 2400 MHz or more. You also need an up-to-date operating system. Mac OS, Linux, or Windows all work fine. Like I mentioned in the first video, I'm running Windows 11 on a cheap, $200 refurbished mini PC I grabbed off Temu. The security aspect. Now you might be asking, if it doesn't need a supercomputer, why not just run it on my daily driver laptop? Why did you buy a whole separate mini PC? The only reason you need a standalone computer, whether that's a cheap mini PC like mine or paying for a virtual machine, is security. You have to remember what OpenClaw is. You are giving a semi-autonomous AI entity full control of your computer. It's moving the mouse, it's clicking files, it's opening browsers, and running scripts. Do you really want an experimental AI poking around on the exact same hard drive where you keep your online banking passwords, your tax returns, or your family photos? What if it gets confused and deletes a crucial system file? Think of that separate mini PC as a $200 insurance policy for your digital life. The GPU question. There is one big caveat to the hardware requirements, and it comes down to your graphics card. You do not need a dedicated, expensive graphics card, unless you plan to run the large language model backing OpenClaw locally on that exact same machine. If you want the AI brain running entirely on your hardware instead of pinging out to an API over the internet, then yes, you need a beefy GPU. You will need enough VRAM to handle the specific model you choose to run. If your main rig already has a powerful enough GPU, you can use that as your own cloud server to your OpenClaw. But if you're using an API key, you can skip the expensive graphics card entirely. The software truth, the real nightmare. So cheap PC, 16 gigs of RAM, off to the races, right? Easy peasy. Well, no, let's talk about the software requirements, because this is the part that isn't clearly printed on the official spec sheet. The most time-consuming and frustrating part of this entire process, by far, is the supporting software. Out of the box, OpenClaw comes with more than 50 skills. It sounds amazing, but what you quickly realize is that pretty much every single one of those skills is an integration into some other piece of software. It's like buying a fully loaded tool belt, but then realizing you have to go to the hardware store to buy the hammer, the screwdriver, and the wrench to put inside the pouches. If OpenClaw has a skill to manipulate a specific file type, search the web in a certain way, or run code, it needs the underlying software installed and configured on that machine to actually execute it. To get this thing fully operational, you need about 24 other software programs on your computer to support it. If you don't have it, you gotta go get it. And remember, my mini PC was totally bare bones. I was starting from zero. You will spend hours just hunting down dependencies, installing packages, and tweaking permissions just to let OpenClaw do its job. Let's wrap it up. So that's the reality check. The hardware requirements are actually pretty forgiving, as long as you keep your personal data security in mind. The software requirements, that's where you're going to pay with your time, your patience, and your sanity. Next time I'm going to dive into the LLM side of things. I'll talk about how I tried to use my existing Google subscription to run this thing for quote-unquote free, and my experiments with local models like Ollama. Hopefully this saves you a few headaches. Thanks for watching.
Thanks so much for watching. If this video opened your eyes, you won't want to miss what I'm dropping next. Click one of the links on the screen right now to see more of the truth I've discovered, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next breakdown.